Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today video is all about what is DOM. Answer is DOM is document object model. But I will explain you like this. So I hope you have already familiar with the HTML, that is hypertext markup language, and also created your first tags and also have knowledge about CSS. That's how you made beautiful forms, amazing buttons, responsive pages, and have started to show everyone how amazing all that was. Suddenly, then you decide that you want to take one more step further in your learning, and you have started curiosity to know how can I add animation in my web page, or like I wish that button made some animation to my page when I clicked it. Well, that is where the DOM come to solve your problem. You have probably heard a lot about it, but you might not know yet what it is and what problem it solves. So let's dig in. Do you all see those cool animations that you see around that make you think to yourself, wow, I wish I could make something like that? All of those animations are made by manipulating the DOM. I will explain you now in this video how to start manipulating it and making your website look cooler with some DOM method. So start with the definition. The DOM represent a document with a logical tree. Each branch of tree ends in a node and each nodes contain objects. DOM method allow programmatic access to the tree. With them you can change the document structure, style or content. Nodes can also have event handlers attached to them. Once an event is triggered, the event handler gets executed. And we can say that the document object model is a programming interface for HTML and XML documents. It represents the page so that programmer can change the document style, structure and content. The DOM represents the document as nodes and objects. That's why programming languages can connect to the page. In the beginning, JavaScript and the DOM were tightly intertwined, but eventually they evolved in two separate entities. The page content is stored in DOM and may be accessed and manipulated via JavaScript. So that we may write this approximate equation that API equals to DOM plus JavaScript. Whatever the API we create, it's a combination of DOM and JavaScript. And see on the screen, there is an image. We can see the representational tree and how it is created by the browser. So we have four important elements that you can see on the screen. First is a document. So what is a document? The document is it treats all the HTML documents. Therefore, a web page is a document. Means whatever the web page you see on your screen, it's a document. This document can be displayed either in the browser window or as a HTML source. Elements. Second is elements. All the tags that are inside your HTML or XML turn into a DOM element. Third is a text. All the tags contained is called a text. Fourth is attribute. All the attributes from a specific HTML element. In the image, the attribute is a class and from the paragraph element. So, why DOM called as an object model? The answer is documents are modeled using objects, and the model includes not only the structure of a document but also the behavior of a document and the objects of which it is composed of, like tag elements with attributes in HTML. So there are some DOM methods. HTML DOM methods are action you can perform on HTML elements. And HTML DOM properties are values of HTML elements that you can set or change. Here, point to be noted is the HTML DOM can be accessed with JavaScript or with any other programming language like jQuery. In the DOM, and the second is in the DOM, all HTML elements are defined as object. The third point is the programming interface is the properties and methods of each object. Fourth, a property is a value that you can get or set, like changing the content of an HTML element. Fifth is a method is an action you can do on your program, like add or deleting an HTML element. That's why we use the methods. So the DOM has many methods. There are the connection between our nodes, means elements and events, something that we will learn more about later. I am going to tell you some of the most important methods and how they are used. There are a lot more methods that I am going to show you here, but you can see all of them methods one by one. So essential JavaScript DOM methods list are there, see on the screen. So the essential JavaScript DOM method list are you can see on the screen. So in the real world, whether you work in an IT firm or as a freelancer, you have to work on existing scripts rather than new projects. So you do not allowed to use libraries or tools. Also, for more reasons, these DOM methods are basic and yet essential. You may have to use these methods throughout their career. Mainly, there are just 10 important you can see on the screen. First is a get element ID. Second, get element by tag name, node, create name. 5, append child. I will explain you one by one after. And 6 is remove child, get attribute, set attribute, document.form and inner HTML. Here I add 10 methods, but I will discuss about only 5 methods in this video and next 5 will be in the next video. So let us start. First is a get element by ID. Get element by ID is a method to access any element virtually. It accesses the first element with a specified ID. Syntax you can show in the screen. So variable, here I declare my variable document.getElement by ID root. So this ID is come from the HTML page where I mentioned the HTML page is the root ID. It can be also used as a dynamically as follows. The second line you can see the variable my variable the document dot get element by ID root. This method places which objects need to be accessed in a variable called my variable. My variable allows your program to access object directly. Means which ID is mentioned, the program will use that object only. Suppose you need to find an ID AB. You just need to use the syntax and replace root with AB. In the third line you can see you can also apply few additional codes on get element by ID as you see on the screen, as you can see on the screen. So the variable my variable is equals to the document.getElement by ID. There I mentioned the ID is AB. In the place of root I mentioned AB. And my variable dot style displays block. So whatever the content was present in that object, it will be shown in the block letters. And the my variable style dot background color, I choose background color is blue. So here the code will display in block font with the hex red background and blue border. So using my variable code, we can add font and color. Many people face trouble using get element by ID usually because of silly mistakes. Now consider this following example. This showing the last line on the screen. This is the my variable document.getElement by ID root. Here it might look correct, but look it carefully that the JavaScript is a case sensitive language. So the ID which I write is here is a capital ID. So it should be small ID. Usually beginners do this mistake and find methods to be complicated. Meanwhile, code might look a bit messed up because you need to apply an ID in your HTML. Therefore, this method is robust but may look messy and it encourages you to mess up your markup. Get element by tag name is a second method. So in the previous method, we may have some errors, but this method can eliminate those issues. Get element by tag name allows us to search all the elements with a specific tag name on your web page. Just like see in the example, there's a MyLink collection. The document that got element by tag name is ABC. So here my variable is a substitute by MyLink collection. MyLink collection holds all the elements on the page. Pictorially, it is like an array holding elements. Hope you all understand what is the array. So here also you can add few additional features. There is one more example on the screen. This is a variable MyLink collection is the document.get element by tag name ABC. So in that example, the code isn't complicated if you know the basics and use the methods. Here, when you collect the link into an array that is MyLink collection, we use for loop to navigate. Next, if the loop sets a condition if class name equals to standard class, there is a trigger attached to it using onClick. The trigger is background color. If we can use link in get element by ID, why should we use get element by tag name? Well, using ID allows you to access only one element because it can have ID but not IDs. So, for each element, you need to use multiple get ID elements. Meanwhile, by tag names allow you to have multiple links with the same class name. That's why we use this method. We can set onClick trigger in a precious manner. So this is the most beneficial method. Third method is node. Any element on a page including text and white spaces of a DOM structure known as node. Nodes can be between XHTML tags. Nodes available in DOM are nodes.child nodes, first node, last node, parent node, next sibling, and previous sibling. You can see in this on the screen. Suppose we have following XHTML. There is a HTML code on the screen. So now, if we want to access prod 1, we can do so by using two ways. The first is using child nodes and second one is using first child. Different browser may give different output, but both codes will display the same result because of the same element accessed. But for example, Firefox's output would be different from Chrome because it views white spaces and nodes. Nodes interpreted can be differently, so be selective and careful while using the test nodes. The DOM node interface is an abstract base class upon which many other DOM API objects are based, thus letting those objects types to be used similarly and often interchangeably. As an abstract class, there is no such thing as a plain node object. All objects that implement node functionality are based on one of its subclasses. Most notable are document, element, and document fragment. In addition, every kind of DOM node is represented by an interface based on node. This includes character data, which text, comment, and all based on, and utter processing interaction. In some cases, a particular feature of the base node interface may not apply to one of its child interfaces. In this case, the inheriting node may return null or throw an exception depending on circumstances. If you don't know what is the inheritance, we will discuss it in the next videos. Fourth is create element. As the name goes, it used to create an element and place it anywhere in the DOM structure. Let us add an element to the previous example. You can also say that this method does exactly what it says. It creates an element and allows you to place that new element anywhere in the DOM structure. Using the list example from above, we could add a new list item using the following code. You can see on the screen, this code creates a new li element, li tag is present there, and a new anchor tag. But these elements don't exist anywhere except as values inside variable. To add our new elements to the DOM, we can use the next method listed in this article. So if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and more share with your friends.